In business, nothing is coincidental, or you would be hearing who's losing money. In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million.
The Hollywood elite, according to Katt Williams, are once again being exposed. He argues that recent events like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars were planned by the elites to control and humiliate black celebrities and profit from their misery.
Slappable. And if you're gonna slap him, you just need the greatest guy, the bestest guy, the one who's shown us him being on his best behavior since the 90s. That guy is the one that will have to slap him in order for the type of ratings we need and attention to be on this.
Now, Katt is not the first famous person to address this. Kanye West recently asserted that the elites control several black A-list celebrities.
Can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
No, you, man.
But they can't control me.
No,
You see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
But how precisely do Hollywood's power brokers control black celebrities?
There aren't that many conspiracy theories anymore because we found out that all conspiracy theories, there's a nugget of truth in there. It came from someone.
Without a doubt, Katt Williams is one of the best stand-up comics working today. He never did, nevertheless, find the commercial success he deserved for some unknown reason. While it's true that Katt's personal problems and repeated run-ins with the law harmed his career, they weren't the only factors in his inability to become a household name. As you can see, Katt has a lengthy history of criticizing Hollywood's elites and all the sleazy ways the industry manipulates black celebrities. When discussing his role in Scary Movie 5 with Black Tree TV back in 2013, Katt touched on a number of interesting subjects, including the idea that black performers are required to wear dresses on camera before they can advance to the next level of stardom. But before we discuss what Katt said, you should be aware that this interview was published soon after Kevin Hart wore a dress in an SNL comedy. As you can see, when Kevin was asked to respond to Dave Chappelle's assertions that black actors were coerced into wearing gowns, he replied he would never cross that line because he had to defend his brand.
Dave Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is there something that, you wouldn't do, for
definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. For me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning. I said no to that. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. At the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brand. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times. When things happen that can possibly affect your brand, your brand can be diminished, and you don't want that to happen. So, protecting my brand is definitely a priority.
In regards to Dave Chappelle, he revealed on Oprah that the identical incident occurred to him while he was making a movie with Martin Lawrence.
Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on and, what? This prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that.
What's even more alarming is that the producers continued to put pressure on Dave even after he said that it made him uncomfortable to put on a dress, giving the impression that he was being difficult.
That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. The pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't even wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? We're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? Oh gosh, this guy's so difficult. They leave.
Then Dave presented yet another startling fact. In case he objected to wearing a dress, the producers already had another draft of the scene written.
And then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. That comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Damn, how did you write the scene so fast?
Thus, when Kevin Hattering way, this brings up what Katt mentioned earlier. Kevin Hart was neither the first nor the last black actor to wear a dress before becoming successful in Hollywood, according to Katt, who was asked to remark on the subject. Katt went on to say that the situation is far wider than Kevin Hart.
Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's House 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Okay.
And while Kevin had a career before he appeared on Saturday Night Live in a frock, it wasn't until this sketch that he began landing lead roles in high-profile films and packing stadiums. It's also apparent that Katt Williams and Dave Chappelle have both achieved great success, but unlike Kevin Hart, they unquestionably do not belong to the mainstream. And according to Katt, this is the case since Dave and he refused to become members of the Illuminati, and they never submitted to the authority of the elite.
We are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
A million times before he recognized who he was working with, Katt said that he first didn't grasp how risky it was to speak out against influential people in the industry.
Necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung a million times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me a million times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little.
As you are surely aware, the mainstream media has frequently tarred Katt's reputation in controversy. And while it's true that Katt was involved in a few high-profile events, the tabloid tales about him were frequently embellished to give the impression that he was unstable. If you're wondering why Katt never attempted to defend himself, he revealed that he stopped complaining about the tabloid stories when he understood that doing so would expose the individuals who control the media.
Well, as you can see, I've let it all go for quite some time, and a lot of that is just based upon the fact that I don't really know how to complain because all of the people that I ever looked up to had to go through it too. So I know how much they talked about Martin Luther King, and I know what they end up doing to him. I know this same story about Jesus and a few of my uncles. So now I know that if your mouth is really, really big and you try to tell the truth for a living and you like to air people out, hatred is coming your way.
Then, in 2017, when Katt was asked what the finest benefits of being a celebrity are, you could tell from the expression on his face that he really wanted to respond that none of the benefits are worth the price you had to pay. Although some fans are still hesitant to accept the idea that Hollywood's elites have anything to gain from policing black actors, it's really not that absurd of a thought. Even if the entire Illuminati issue has been exaggerated, we are all aware of how flawed Hollywood's portrayal of black manhood is. Furthermore, it's intriguing because there are numerous instances of well-known black actors making it famous in Hollywood, with films that ask for these kinds of roles, even if they aren't literally required to wear gowns. Just a few of the titles that immediately come to mind are Big Mama's House, White Chicks, The Nutty Professor, and Norbit. We must not overlook how the historic Oscar slap incident was covered by the media when discussing black masculinity. One of the most bizarre events in recent pop culture history was Will Smith slapping Chris Rock on stage at the 2022 Academy Award. Furthermore, the entire situation is so bizarre looking that many at first assumed the slap was manufactured. Katt Williams is one of those individuals, and he asserted in a recent interview with Carrie Champion that the Oscar slap incident is unmistakably an illustration of the industry arranging an event to denigrate one black celebrity and elevate another.
Will Smith, Chris Rock, you watch that, what do you think? How do you digest it?
I am in the production business. I understand what is worth doing for ratings. I understand what is worth doing when the industry is canceling one black guy. I know what happens when they are going to elevate another. And I know what happens when they don't care about either of them.
It's interesting to note that because Will Smith's career hasn't fully recovered, this is pretty much exactly what is going on right now. Emancipation, his first film after the slap, was a complete financial catastrophe. However, Chris Rock is back in the public eye and signed a $40 million deal with Netflix for his upcoming comedy special, Selective Outrage, in which he spoke about the slap incident for the first time. It's not that difficult to think that events like the Oscar slap might be staged, according to Katt Williams, who also stated in his interview that the entire entertainment industry is predicated on pretending and cultivating a fake image.
So you're saying it was a setup?
You can do all of that.
You saying it was?
I'm saying that everything that happens in a business that's based off of pretend, that seems like a setup, is.
As Katt said, the majority of what we see in the media when it comes to the entertainment sector is either entirely staged or substantially edited. Even when it appears that a celebrity is acting on their own initiative, there is always a person in a position of greater authority in the background who is in charge of the narrative they are trying to promote and who stands to gain financially from it. Katt added that it is absurd for someone like Will Smith to suddenly lose control over a joke, especially when it is well known that he has heard many jokes much worse than Chris's, and yet never felt the need to retaliate in such a manner at the Oscar. And this is what he answered when Katt questioned why well-known celebrities like Will and Chris would get engaged in something like this.
When two large boulders come together and you can't see Chris Rock winning at all, he's humiliated. If you were gonna slap a comedian, he was the number one to slap, head of the coon, so slappable. And if you're gonna slap him, you just need the greatest guy, the bestest guy, the one who's shown us him being on his best behavior since the 90s. That guy is the one that will have to slap him in order for the type of ratings we need and attention to be on this thing. See, what I'm saying is, in business, nothing is coincidental, or you will be hearing who's losing money. In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money.
Due to the fact that the entire Oscar slap incident was weird from beginning to end, many fans now claim that Katt is making a lot of sense. And when you think about it, Hollywood is all about making money. And as Katt pointed out, celebrities are ultimately simply products to be marketed and used. One fan commented, "So true. Remember how they kept the camera and mic on Will when he said, 'Keep my wife's name out, you mouth-thing mouth.' Gave him the airtime to say it twice. No cut to commercial." The breakdown was all planned, and Denzel said it best. "When you are at your highest is when the devil tries to take you down." And another fan added, "Makes sense now given what Katt is saying." Why Chris Rock responded saying that was the greatest night in the history of television. Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to subscribe our channel for more celeb videos. Don't forget to like and comment. Also share it with friends and family.